Welcome back to the AFU Podcast, man. We got two legends right next to me, man. You know, and sorry to say, man, I ain't beat neither one of these dudes in high school. The joke, so go ahead and get that out the way early, though. But to my left, man, I got my man Big Mike. You know what I'm saying? Big man, Alexandria. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of buckets. He gave a lot of buckets to a lot of balance. You know what I'm saying? And on my right, you know what I'm saying? They call him down Hayfield, they call him BK the Hustler, whatever his name is, you know what I'm saying? He strapped me up a little bit, but you know, that's because, you know, I didn't get the ball that much that night, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I just got my guys here, man, you know, we're just gonna do what we do and shoot our stuff, man. So, I'm gonna start off, how y'all been, man?
Blessed, man. Thanks for having us, bro. Thanks for having us, man. Blessed, man. Good to be back home in Alexandria, man. Right here in the Boys Club, man, where a lot of stuff started for a lot of people in the city, man. So, it's good, man. Been blessed, man.
So how you been, bro?
Man, same, bro. Just, you know, grinding, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's always good to come back, go to the roots, you know what I'm saying? We all been in here, played in here, so it's cool, man.
For sure, man. It's definitely a blessing to see both of y'all, man. You know, I mean, BK, you took that move to the West Coast, man. Like, talk about your transition from, you know, from leaving Virginia, going all the way out west.
Oh, man. So it was a cool transition, something that was necessary, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of getting in and out of trouble a little bit when high school was finishing up. And, you know, I tell everybody when you get a change of environment, man, you get a chance to recreate yourself.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I went out there, man, and I basically just ironed out some of the wrinkles, man, and had a fresh start on the West Coast, man, where people don't know my dad was out there. So my dad was in the music industry, rest his soul.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. But he was the first person in my family to take that leap of faith. So when I went out there, it kind of felt like it was like my rite of passage. Like I went out there and everything just flowed. Everything. I never had that like homesickness and like that like, oh man, I'm so far away. It just felt like everything was right. So yeah, man, it's been West Coast been home for.
How long now?
16 years now. You know what I'm saying? 15 years, 16 years, man. So,
basically, you live half your life out on the West Coast.
For the most part, yeah, I've been out there since I was 19. You know what I'm saying? 36 this year, so.
Man, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
What's up, baby? I ain't seen this dude in a minute, man. Good, Mike. You know what I'm saying? What you got going, man?
I just been grinding, bro. You know, I stay in Woodbridge now, so, you know, I'm out the way. But just grinding more so, just focused on, like, the career path and trying to secure the future and really, you know what I'm saying, tap into a bunch of different things. You know, we old now, bro, so it's like, you know, it's like, we was talking the other day and it's like, you know, when you 15, 16, 17, they telling you, yeah, you know, when you get to your 40s, you know what I'm saying, you'll be doing this, this, and this.
You think that shit never gonna
bro,
come?
you think it's never gonna come? I'm 34, I'm like, damn, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? So you at that mode now, so I'm just trying to make that transition to try to, like, put myself in position for later.
Sure, man. So, man, I got a question for both of y'all real quick. Like, since y'all both beat my school, you know, to be law, like, who would have won between y'all two? You know what I'm saying? Y'all, your team.
High school? High school?
Yeah, y'all high school.
We talk about that all the time. So, I mean, I think our senior year, we'd have probably got them. Our junior year, they was tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, they played in that private school league. They was tough. They had my man DC. Of course, they had Big Mike. I had a tall dude, swimmer, ended up playing Major League Baseball, but he was like a 6'6" killer. They was tough, so I mean, I don't know, that's a coin toss, man. Of course, he gonna say his Saints, and of course, I'm gonna say my Hawks. Hey, matter of fact, shout out to the Hawks. I ain't stopped rapping 32-0 2022 state champs, man.
Shout out to the Hawks, man.
We crawled so y'all can step, big step. You know what I'm saying? State champs, man. You feel me?
Yeah, now I probably would say, yeah, junior year probably would have been our best chance to beat them because we had a little bit more. We had me and then, you know, of course, Swimmer he was a center, but he shot a lot of threes. So that would have been a nice matchup for us. We had David Carlson, DC. He was nice. We had Dre, of course. So, you know, I'm going to roll with the Saints in junior year. Senior year, I mean, they was tough. You know what I'm saying? Senior year, they was tough, man. So, you know, but yeah, they was a good team. I kind of wish we would have played them, Wakefield, you know what I'm saying? A couple of other teams that was really good that year.
It was some really good bumping.
It was, yeah.
A lot of good bump.
For sure.
Yeah, I was a young pup. Y'all was at it going, man. But
I got a question though.
Go ahead. Hey, Phil, this is an
Yeah,
open forum.
it
ain't just me.
Because I was thinking about that. So, name one person, maybe you can say high school or college, that got at you, that like bust your ass, that cooked you. And you was like, damn, man, like.
I don't like to give people props like that.
I know. I be thinking about it. I'm like,
so I mean, and he not even from the area. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Nobody in the area really got at me. Like as far as in the DMV or the northern region area, nobody got at me. But Tyrese Rice souffled my ass. He souffled me. So
he was a bucket.
He was a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Tyrese Rice down Richmond, he played for LC Bird. Yeah, Shorty got at me. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because we used to dog them in AAU.
We used to cook all
we used to get at them in AAU, and I never thought he was as good as he was when he was in high school. But man, that's the one name as far as in high school that when I was in my prime, like Shorty gave me that work.
Yeah. High school, really, I ain't gonna lie. High school, I guarded sorry as bound. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if I guarded you in high school, you was sorry. I'm telling you. Oh, Buck. So if I say I played against Bred and he guarded me, you was sorry. But I didn't guard nobody in high school. But college, you know what I'm saying? I'd probably say between Chris Douglas Roberts and D Rose, them Bammers, yeah, it was long.
Chris Douglas Roberts was tough.
Yeah, Bama only got 2 moves though. He got 2 moves, but you can't really do nothing. Then Bama shoot a floater from the free throw line. That don't be like, how's that going in? Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's probably one of them 2 Bamas. Rest of y'all, you already know.
Who got at you, Nicho?
It's probably, I was telling you the other day, so Daryl Proctor.
Yeah, DP.
Like, he was hard to guard, yo. Like, strong, could shoot. Like, he reminded me of myself, you know what I'm saying? That's why I always hit him. I'm like, bro, we always, like, has some good battles. But him, and then, let's see, probably a low-key guy, man, Ernie Lomax.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it ain't low-key, but bro was just, like, physical, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just had, like, that dog mentality. So, like, I struggled with dudes who was, like, strong, aggressive, and could finish, you know what I'm saying?
Except for B. Lim.
B. Lim, that's my guy.
That's my guy. Another story, though, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, nah, those 2 dudes was tough, you know what I'm saying?
So you just cooked my man Roy Hibbert, though?
Yeah, Roy was, like, slow.
Was he slight?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, people say Roy was sorry in high school, but Roy was 7'2". He wasn't as skilled as he was when he got to Georgetown, but he was still 7'2", so he still averaged 20 points.
But you still always say, I cooked you.
Yeah, nah, I had about 24 against Roy.
I ain't never gonna play again.
Yeah. Nah, I got that one. I got the news article at the crib. That's all forever still.
You made the money, boy. You got your ass cooked when you came in Alexandria, bro.
Yeah, and no boy, his last high school game of his career, we beat him.
Oh yeah, he's like, we don't even respect him.
The whole time between Swimmer, I was telling y'all about earlier, Swimmer had like 7 threes on him. Like,
don't worry, don't let me see Roy Hibbert be the first. Like,
Roy's sitting on 90 mils, so we're chilling.
That's cool. But you know that basketball hit deep no matter how much money you got. It don't cut deep. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
It does do.
But us all being from the area, like, and kind of like in the same generation or the same era, what area inside of Alexandria had the best hoopers?
Inside of Alexandria?
Like, you got your town hoopers, you know what I'm saying? You got your Ville hoopers, South Side,
so,
you got Delray, West Side.
I'm going to be biased because I lived on the South Side. I'm going to say South Side got at least 3 people in the top 10. Man. You know what I'm saying? And then I heard Jason Ingram, South Side.
Yeah.
Who did more than Jason?
I mean, that's debatable.
I'm just saying. And I heard, because I know you was a little younger, but that's when me and Mike was coming into high school.
Yeah. He was definitely, I ain't taking that, he was definitely the good. He was the good.
Nah, he was.
Yeah.
So you saying South Side?
I love the South Side. Just, in general, like, see, people don't get credit because some people from the South Side moved away. When you talk about, like, Ryan Hughes, you talk about, like Corn Turner, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, people like that play ball down the highway. You know what I'm saying? But they originally, where we learned that game, all of us learned that game in Alexandria City. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, Southside got some sleepers, bro. So that's my vote. You know what I'm saying?
You going with B-Joe?
It's tough, bro. I mean, because when we was growing up, it was, Alexandria was split. You was either from town, Delray, or whatever, then you had the West Side. So we would always be like, our side had, you know what I'm saying, the better ballers. But if I had to break it down, I would probably say, man, that's tough, bro. I'm going Del Rey.
Tell me, girl. Hey,
I'm going Del Rey, dog.
Hey, we did it, man. And everybody didn't want us to do it. We did it anyway.
I'm going Del Rey, man. Mount Vernon, Port Kelly.
It's always in the championship.
That's what I'm going Del Rey, dog.
You know what I'm saying? We always found our way to the ship. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, man.
Yeah, nah, we had some damage, man. I mean, I will say too, though, like, I feel like Town had a lot of hoopers, but they always got in trouble or something.
Nah, for
the reason
sure.
why they couldn't
Town
play.
definitely had some talent,
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but I remember like my freshman year, I was in 8th grade when I played freshman. Our whole team was like Town and Del Rey. It was probably like 3 West Side dudes, Boo Boo, and maybe a couple others, but it was mostly all Town and Del Rey.
Oh, my high school team, it was only 2 niggas from Del Rey. Me and Squeeze, bro. Me and Squeeze, they didn't like me and Squeeze, man. They was hating on us, man.
That's funny,
They
man.
would have showed the Ray no love. We was taking all the shots, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would go, me personally, I'd go Del Rey. That's
You know, we was having this conversation with some other people.
Oh, it'd be
a lot of people would talk about the
They can,
times
hey, look, they
Boys and Girls Club.
they can comment.
Boys and Girls Club had a lot of hoopers. I ain't gonna hold you. They had a lot of people come through here.
Big time hoopers.
Sure.
So I ain't never really growing up wise. I ain't never really played in here like that. Or no, like no.
I might have played like 1 or 2 games, but I used to hoop in here all the time. But I don't even remember because I don't really think they had a lot of home games here. You know what I'm saying? It was small.
Like, I don't even remember playing. Like I know Bebop. I played against Bebop at rec league, but I don't really remember like.
Yeah, a lot of games was at like the bigger gyms. You know what I'm saying?
I got the Court Kellys in my run. Yeah, keep it right. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it right. Hey man, I can't argue that I played my rec ball at Court Kelly, man, before I moved down the highway, man. So
it's amazing, man.
I mean, it was neat.
Del Rey was a beautiful place back
It was a lot of good bumping in that rec scene right there.
A lot of good things going on in the Ray back
Hey
in the
man,
day.
back then the Ray had everything you need. You had to go out
They
there.
had the females, they had the hooping, house parties is crazy.
Westside had some jokes too, though. They had some jokes over there, some blendies over there. Man, that joke. So, like, we all played basketball in college and whatnot. Like, how hard was the transitioning to go, like, in the real world? Like, because while we're young, going, oh, man, I'm going to go play pro basketball and all that. And then it's like that basketball stopped bouncing for you. And it's like adjusting to real life. Like, a lot of people that really played in school, like that's all they know. They have a hard time adjusting to real life. Like I know personally, I've had numerous people that played overseas and stuff, and that ball dropped. They're like, "Hey, Drew's like, yo, how did you move on?" You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how did y'all? This may help somebody out there. How did y'all translate to the real world outside of basketball?
Just knowing, I tell my clients and kids I coach all the time is that you're gonna be a father, a husband, a son, a professional way longer than you were a basketball player. You know, we can start at the age of 5 or 6 years old, but even if you're playing basketball into your professional years, you may stop at 35, 36 if you're not a big time NBA player, right? So if you look at that span of life, and then you look at the average age of when people die, you know what I'm saying? There's a longer period of time that you're gonna have to be a person in society, adding to the human race and adding to your family's legacy more than you were your basketball legacy. So when you just understand that timetable and you understand the importance of leaving your mark on life, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I like I'm more than an athlete. You know what I'm saying? I like that little initiative because it's like, at the end of the day, I always knew that I had other skills and other intangibles to add to the world. You know what I'm saying? So I just tell people all the time, you gotta identify your purpose. If you can identify your purpose, like what makes you feel fulfilled, what makes you feel good, then that'll make the transition easy. Because for me, I had got there and then I ruptured my ACL. So it was like the world came crumbling down. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know I was a journeyman. Like my story was like, I got better and better as I got older. I got better and better and better and better as I got older. So to get to that point and then to get injured was like, damn, like, all right. But I was in a small little, like, maybe a couple months of depression, but I already knew. So it didn't stay long because it was like, I already knew, like, I'm gonna still be around the game, but I just want to uplift people. I want to motivate people. That's my life purpose. I love making people stretch their potential, make people feel good about themselves, make people feel confident. So when I knew that that's what I wanted to do in life, it was like, all right, bet, how can I do that? You know what I'm saying?
So you knew that from jump.
Well, not from jump.
I mean, like
when the basketball stopped bouncing, like I knew that that's what made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? The same way when I had a dunk, or the same way I go for 30, or the same way when the crowd is cheering BK or something crazy, like that feeling that the game gave you, right? That's the thing that we're trying to replace, that gap. Like what's the line from Paid in Full? Like, man, if I leave the game, I love to hustle. What did he say? He said the fans still won't love me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we get addicted to as athletes, right? Like you and Yates been having the greatest little arguments, but the reason why it's
4 o'clock burning his ass out now.
Hey, but the thing that makes that entertaining and funny and it's even relevant for both of y'all to take y'all time out y'all day to talk about it is the memories, the joy that it brought. You get to talk your shit because it's like, hey, you don't know what it felt like when I was at you, you live in that moment, you know what I'm saying? So like, I just think that when somebody understands their purpose and they're okay with that, you know what I'm saying? Like you walk in your purpose, man, and that's the most fulfilling thing. So you always gonna be a father, a husband, a professional, an uncle, a son, a grandson, whatever you are, longer than you were a basketball player. So the quicker you come to that realization, the better off you'll be.
What about you, bro? Like, how you transition?
For me, I think it was a couple things. First thing was I started making money. You know what I'm saying? So like when I started making money, it was just like, all right, I can travel now. I just try to like do different stuff. You know what I'm saying? You in college, you really kind of broke. So you know what I'm saying? You really just playing ball and doing what you do. So like once I started making money, I was like, dang, okay, like
I could do this.
because before I even graduated, I had my sophomore year. We went to Ireland for 2 weeks, played against some pro teams, and I had a couple coaches reach out, but I ended up messing up my knee my senior year, and so my coach was like, you know, they still want to rock with you. You know what I'm saying? I think they was gonna pay like $46,000, but like I did a 5th year, and I started working. I'm like, shit, I'm making that like here, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I go overseas? So like, once I started making money, I was just like, all right, cool. And then I think too, another thing for me, it was easier to transition out of it because if you play a collegiate sport, y'all know the shit like having a job.
Sure.
Like you don't get no free time, you're always working out. There's really no off season because in the off season you're still training. So like once I was able to graduate and start going to other schools, homecomings, and you know what I'm saying? Like I lived life for like 2 years. I didn't even really care. I played ball here and there, but I was just like, you know what I'm saying? So I think for real, for me, making money and just kind of like experiencing life differently, like just doing other stuff.
Is it something like you found now that's like how BK said, you're looking for something to feel that enjoyment? Is it something that you found now, or you still searching?
Yeah, you know, it was, I mean, weird for me, like, I still, like, obviously, I love to be around the sport, you know what I'm saying? So I watch a lot, you know, obviously, you know, I'll be watching Bro training and meeting his athletes, but I'm still trying to find it, you know what I'm saying?
I'm right there with you,
I'm still trying to find that void that be like, oh, yeah, this is what I really love now, like,
wish I knew
you know what I'm saying?
But the money gonna keep y'all company in the meantime.
Yeah, in the meantime, that's what I'm saying. In the meantime, you take the trips and you just experience life, but it's like, I don't know. Honestly, I tell these niggas here all the time, man, Big Mike, go hoop. I'm like, nigga, and like, for real, I don't want to hoop because I can't do half the shit I used to do. So like, it ain't, it's fun, but it ain't like I hate niggas be trying me. Yeah, I play. You wouldn't dare try me back in the day, but now you.
Well, no, that's a lot of those dudes.
Yeah, so I just stay away. I go shoot, bro. I work out here and there, but
for sure.
you know, you just got. I think for real, for most people though, like you know, once you have a family, kids, stuff like that, you know, you start to build into them. You know what I'm saying? And try to get them to the point where they can go and play. So
I stopped playing basketball, bro. I ain't know what to do, bro.
Yeah.
I've been doing this. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was when the game stopped for me. It was like one of the darkest times, bro. I laughed about it now, dog. Like my girlfriend broke up with me, bro. She ain't what. I'm like, dog, I'm a bum.
Yeah, that's
all right. It's like, dog, I ain't good at nothing else. I don't really like talking to people like that. I ain't a people person. You know what I'm saying? I like kids, but do I like kids? Because I'm with them all the time. Like, so it was like just hard. It's like, but now I'm thinking I'm starting to find my purpose with the clothing brand, with the brand. It's just showing, you know what I'm saying? Like, our brand is basically built off loyalty, friendship, like with me and my guy. But the us can mean whatever that keeps you motivated. So it ain't like I try to tell people, like, bro, this is not a black brand, like only black people. Nah, this is for whatever you want. So I'm going to work, you know what I'm saying? I got my hoodie on. I feel like this shit blowing me. And I look down, I'm like, come on, man, help me push through. So that's what it was with the brand. So I feel like that's like pushing, like showing people that it's possible to do other things than play basketball to be successful.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, real talk, it's a struggle for a lot of people. You look at Tom Brady. That man was at home for, 2 months? And nah.
I gotta do it.
That was I'm getting back out there. So.
The grind is addicting, though. That's the thing. And sometimes people gotta understand that, like everything in life has its seasons. You know what I'm saying? So when you realize that, because the grind, like the routine, people's are like humans, we're creatures of habit.
They like the structure.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get into a routine, when you get into habits, it's hard to break those cycles. That's why it's hard for a lot of people to walk away from the game. If you look at some of the greatest players in the world, they're forced out of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? God rest his soul, but Kobe was getting injured in the end of his years. You know what I'm saying? And granted, he was old, but he was getting injured, and that kind of forced him out because, like you said a little while ago, he couldn't do some of the stuff that he used to do. So naturally, it's like, all right, bro, you got it. You know what I mean? Even with Brown right now, like, shout out to my bum-ass Lakers, man. Like, we trash right now. But it's funny because if you watch him on the ground, he be pissing me off because he still be talking like, all right, haters, treat that same energy. I'm like, bro, you're not cutting on playoff Brown like you was. So your pride is there, but I don't know if you got that gear no more. I don't know if you got that, that you can affect it like that no more. So that's his season may be coming to an end. You know what I'm saying?
So that made me think about. So y'all think Mike Beasley should be back in the NBA, like playing, like a team should pick him up? Because I know, like you said, I still think he definitely could go. He could help with a lot of teams out.
I mean, Bees is a rare talent. But one of my favorite quotes is, "To whom much is given, much is required." So a lot of times when you get athletes that struggle with the business of professional sports, they try to dumb it back down like the little kids in the Boys and Girls Club. Like, yo, I just want to play basketball, which I respect that. Yeah. I'm not trying to belittle that statement, but when you get paid millions of dollars to do this from people that are running a business, they don't care if you can go into per 36 that you mentioned. You get what I'm saying? The owners and the GMs, they like, nah, I need you to be a brand. I need you to be a prompt. I need you to be on time. I need you to represent our organization the right way. I need you to do all these other things, and I'm going to pay you XYZ million per year. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't understand it. And I'm not trying to play devil's advocate, but it is definitely one of those things. That's why I say, to whom much is given, much is required. So I think he should be there talent-wise. There was some evidence in that interview that we all saw that he has some mental health and maybe a little depression and different things that he may be dealing with. But who's not dealing with that? So just like Delonte West got a little bit of help, you know what I'm saying? I think that he needs some help, man. And if you can put together a few months of just some stability mentally and emotionally, I think he deserves another chance. He's only, 31?
30. Nah, he my age, so he's 33.
33. Okay, so he probably got maybe 3 years that they're paying, 3, 4 years, easy.
For sure. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think talent-wise, he definitely, you know what I'm saying, should get another chance. But like bro said, it's a lot of other factors that go into it, you know what I'm saying? Like, being a professional athlete, that shit is hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm sure, it's
even being a college athlete.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's a business too, but Bama's don't really understand it.
Exactly.
Like,
so, I mean, like bro said, you watch the interview, he asking for help, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I gotta do for help? Like, I'm tired, you know what I'm saying? So, I think if he get the help that he need and get some stability, talent-wise, for sure,
I'm still picking him first and pick up over.
Oh yeah, pick up all.
What he say? We the ones.
Hey, no, I'm picking him first.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I just like I didn't know college was a business until I want to say my junior year, bro. Like, we played Appalachian State at home, where they beat us. Bro, I ain't never seen coach was sober. He's like, I paid these cocksuckers $70,000 to come here and kick our ass. I'm like, oh, hold on, right? I'm like, y'all pay other schools to play other schools to guarantee a win. So like that's why like when you see them schools like Kansas play Howard, Like they need those games because that's what's funding the whole school. Bama's don't. So that was like when I first. So I'm like, I know I can only imagine with the NBA stuff. Like, bro, they give you millions. Like college, they're just paying for your school. Like so, that's just crazy. I hope he definitely get the help he need. Hope he, you know what I'm saying, he get back in there. And, you know what I'm saying.
Debo, man.
Yeah.
Praying for you, bro.
Yeah, man. Like hope he definitely get his shot back, man. With that being said, man, who y'all like for college? Like, I mean, we'll be down to
Sweet 16. Almost, I think they got like 8 of the teams. The rest of the other side get played tonight, I think.
Yeah, who y'all like? Who y'all rocking with?
You know what I'm saying? Of course, I want to see Duke do well, just because they got a couple local guys. Coach K last year, you know what I'm saying? So that would be dope. But I personally picked Arizona. I think Arizona got a nice team. They really ain't been talked about all year for real, like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like they fell off for a long time. Like, when we was in high school, Arizona was like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, every year they was like Elite 8, Final Four maybe, you know what I'm saying? Then they had a stretch where they just was trash, you know what I'm saying? So, I picked Arizona, but I mean, I ain't gonna lie, this year I like seeing the upsets. St. Peter's, you know what I'm saying?
Upsets be sweet.
Like,
St. Peter's lost some money. I mean, Kentucky.
Yeah. Nobody saw that. But when you watch St. Peter's play, when I look at them, I'm like, oh, they got a bunch of Bama's. Yeah, a bunch of dogs. Like, like they look like they just like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And Coach even said, he said in the interview, he said, I got a bunch of kids from New Jersey, New York. They ain't scared of nothing. They just out there bumping. You know what I'm saying? So
Jersey do be tough.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. We'll see. I think, like I said, I picked Arizona, so we're gonna see. But I wouldn't mind Duke.
I like Houston. I think Houston ain't nobody
Houston,
they gritty. You know what I'm saying? They gonna play some defense. They can't shoot the lick, but they can offensive rebound crazy.
They center nice.
Oh man, that's all they do. They just want you to shoot the jump so they can go ahead and get off the glass. So I think that's like when I was in school, Memphis wasn't really a good shooting team, but they just. Bro, they gonna get layups because they gonna win the Bulls. So I feel like, it's like that stuff you don't gotta teach. You know what I'm saying? You can't teach it, Bama to have.
But you know, before you get your answer, they say that like the NCAA tournament is won like by teams that got good guards.
No,
you know
definitely.
Like if you think about like the schools like Villanova, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Guardsman game.
So
on any level.
I agree with you, man. I coach junior college ball. My team just made it to the Elite 8 this past year. We just lost last week, man. I appreciate it. Good year, man. We ended up losing our star player in the second round, which was a big blow to the team. 22 points a game. That was taken away. We had some guys step up, but my first time on that side of the seat as a coach and looking at a tournament style bracket. Obviously, it wasn't an NCAA tournament, but it comes down to matchups, and it comes down to who's playing the best basketball at this time of year. So that's why you see these upsets, because teams that may be in a higher conference, they might draw a team that's a terrible matchup for them.
For sure.
Like they don't even have those style players in their conference. They like, bro, we playing against a 6'6" power forward that can shoot it, bouncy, offensive rebounding machine, stuff like that. And that's a matchup. Problem to a Wisconsin or Purdue, you know what I'm saying?
They got
7-footer or 6'11" non-mobile type dude. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. And then when you, like you said, when you got them fearless guards, when you got them guards that just go out like, bro, I'm not going home, I'm not losing. Like I know this is my shot to play in front of the world and potentially become an NBA player.
Because I feel like when you watch the tournament, bro, like
a star born every year.
Yeah, but I also feel like it ain't a lot of plays being called. Bama's is really like just going. You know what I'm saying?
They run their sets a little bit,
but like
it always gets taken out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
One thing I noticed during the tournament run this year, my team was the adrenaline piece. So like our coach used to always say during the games, like, hey, look, they're not going to sustain this energy. But each game in the tournament, the first like 8 minutes of the game, but I damn near like a faint. Being the coach on the sideline, I'm like, dog, like the energy is so high, and it's like, all right, who's going to bow out first? Whoever bows out first, that team will make a run. But then there'll be another burst of energy coming out of the locker room some way, somehow, because everybody knows, like, the gun is to my head. I either survive or I die. You know what I'm saying? So I love this time of year, man.
So like, essentially, like you said, you looking at it from a different angle. Like, how is it being on the sideline? You coaching?
Oh, I'm crazy, Drew.
Like I couldn't do
I'm
it.
crazy, bro. So I'm a recruiter and player development guy. Everybody knows that I train for a living. So as a player development guy and the primary recruiter in the game, my etiquette is to really just manage the game. I keep stats. I track the fouls, timeouts, jump balls, all that. And then when the guys come in and out of the game, they come sit next to me to get that motivation, to get that critiquing of what they did. But as a player, y'all know how I was. I'm passionate. I was one of the dog type of players. So I naturally get into it. Somebody on the other team talking shit, a terrible referee, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm getting better at that, you know what I'm saying? Because my energy, I'm so passionate that I'm on the sideline like, oh my God, like to everything.
Cool.
So you know what I'm saying? My head coach, I had to come down there and be like, yo, coach, here come like, act like you're asking me something like, yo, coach, chill out, you gonna give us a test, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like man, let me work, you know what I'm saying? And then it gets to the point where I got a reputation. So I have refs come in the beginning of the game like, hey, you gonna behave tonight? You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like, man, chill out, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny because it'll be some refs that never ref my game before, and it'd be the first time I say something, and they look at me like, hey, we not gonna have that tonight. And I'd be like, bro, talk about me in the referee locker room with it. Like, how you even gonna see what I'm saying? I ain't saying but one thing, bro. So, you know, as a coach, it's definitely different, bro, because I still can boogie a little bit. So, you know what I mean? I naturally get, like I'm playing 2K, like I'm in the game. Like, I'm like, oh my God. And even as my players, some of my players be like, coach, you gotta stay positive, because I am a motivator. But I'll tell one of my guys quick, like, bro, you sabotaging us right now. Like, you left your fucking game in the locker room, bro. Like, what you doing? And they be like, coach, you supposed to build me up right now. I'm like, snap out of it.
That's why I never coach, bro.
Yeah.
They gonna hate me, bro.
Yeah. But it's fun though.
Think you can coach?
You know, I did. First year after I graduated, I coached the freshman team at St. Stephen.
Okay.
Yeah, Dre.
How was that?
It was dope, man. Like, it worked because me and Dre got two different styles.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm like the positive, I ain't gonna say too much.
Good
you know
cop.
what I'm saying?
Good
Yeah.
cop.
Dre the one that's gonna stand up and be, you know what I'm saying, talking, getting into him. So, like, it kind of worked. Like, but I like the teaching aspect of coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like if I could, like, teach you something, or hey, bro, spin this way. You know what I'm saying?
That don't do
like,
that.
and then you see it work. You be like,
That's
yeah,
what
like I should get hyped on
That
that.
is, I do like that.
Yeah,
Like,
you feel me? So like, I wouldn't say I'm an X and O. I can motivate, but I really like to teach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But that's what I get from the training piece, and that's why I think I might get out of coaching soon and just stay on the development side, because that's the most fulfilling thing in the world.
you teach
Man.
a kid to move, and then you see
every
him.
day. Like y'all just watch me train. Like, you know, if Squeeze send me a video in the next couple of weeks of the AAU season start, a little Jay doing some work that we just worked on, man. Oh, it's the best feeling in the world. It's the best feeling in the world, man.
That's what Chris Brickley do all the time. Like the people that he train, he'll show the move that when they work it out, and then he'll show it in the game. Shit is incredible. You're like, damn, it's like exact verbatim like what he showed him. Like,
that's what we worked on.
Yeah,
That's
just
I only had that moment one time with my little cousin Randy. I'm like, bro, you got blah blah blah. And the Bama did. They showed me the clip. He was like, bro, that joint work. He said, that's how you be still getting that slow shit on. I was like, yeah, bro. You got what? He said, bro, look at me. The more how fast you is, girl. So then that
Shout out Randy. He overseas doing work, man.
Sure.
Randy, that's little cuz. He be killing, man.
Yeah, he be
Big love to Randy.
It's wild though, man, because like I remember when I came out a couple years ago, teaching like they had like a 6'11" dude, and I'm teaching them like the basic like drop step, you know what I'm saying? And like for some reason he was struggling with it, you know what I'm saying? Obviously freak athlete, can jump, all that, but like when it comes to like the footwork, some people just got it naturally. You know what I'm saying? It just flows. You know what I'm saying?
Around like where we grew up at, like you had to. Everybody is athletic. Everybody, so you had to find like.
You had to find something.
Fundamentals to really like get yourself.
You gotta dig in your bag, man. You gotta dig in your bag, man.
That's why I do love about our area. Like wherever you go, you're gonna get some competition. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna come across some adversity. You're gonna come across.
So yeah, I think of the DMV.
You know what I'm saying? Like
three
somebody that's better than you.
as far as talent.
You know what I'm saying? Bama got the politics behind you. You gonna get your shot. Like you can't duck it. So that's one thing I do love about our area and our culture with the basketball thing. I do think Alexandria as a whole can do better as like putting the stuff together and keeping the tradition going. Because I feel like it's a lapse with that. Like from like our generation to the youngest now, like they ain't really tapped in. They don't know no history about who was, oh yeah, boom, boom, boom. I wish we could get that back, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how, but I wish.
You think that, what's our take on the private school thing? I seen,
Oh,
shout out
yeah.
to Go Jay, he posted this the other day, but he was asking, like, what's the difference between, you know, public and private? And, you know, for Alexandria, a lot of our kids, like, get snatched by the private schools, you know what I'm saying? And it's tough, but it's like,
It's really about opportunity, man, because I see it's about the platform and the resources. So on the West Coast, you know, everybody knows about Sierra Canyon. Sierra Canyon, like, that joint has the resources. So a kid knows, like, if I go to this school, I'm going to be put on a platform that even if I'm the 7th, 8th man, I'm going to have a great chance of going to Division I. And then they do put all the resources into the program where they got all the trainers, they getting stretched, they getting, you know, they getting
That's
the
big.
They getting top of the line.
And that's one thing that I can say we lack. Like, we didn't have recovery, we didn't have injury prevention, we didn't really take the weights that serious growing up. Like a lot of the basketball or just in general high school weight programs was very just cookie cutter. It was like the coaches either just took something they remembered from college or something, but they wasn't enforcing it. Like not lifting throughout the season, which helps prevent injury. You know what I'm saying? Not learning how to stretch and, you know, maybe incorporating yoga and stuff like that into people's routine. Because somebody like yourself, you know, both of us tore our ACLs. We in a situation where I think if we was able to, you know, have a stronger core, actually flexing and being flexible and stretching, and, you know, certain things would have prevented that potentially.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Like, my take on it is, I feel like you gotta do what's best for the kid, you know what I'm saying? And all the time it's not necessarily going to a private school. Like, I'm a prime example of somebody that could have went to any private school in the area, but I stayed at TC and I still went D1. So it was just like, I feel like a lot of people make that excuse, like use that excuse. Well, if I want to be like, nah, like if you're good, I feel like they'll find you. But if I got to go to school and the team ain't taking it serious, 'cause I remember Jay said the teammates ain't taking it serious. Anybody can ask when I was in high school, I was in the gym. I ain't go to no parties, I ain't do none of that. And they seen me getting results. Then, oh, dang, you playing with the #1 Nike team in the country, AAU? Like,
Now I was going to ask you that though, because I got found it. It's an exact little stat. Remember I showed it to you yesterday? Let me see if I can find it. But
what's that?
I was going to say, do you think that that's a testament to you going to the AAU circuit? Because as a trainer, and I'm going to let you look at this stat before you answer the question, but I feel like AAU and you playing on the circuit
it's more important.
it is 10 times more important. So a lot of times, it doesn't matter if you go to private school. It don't matter if you go to public school. Now, this is the politics though. Those top tier AAU programs or travel ball, what they call it on the West Coast, they're going to go get them private school kids first.
Yeah.
That public school kid may be their 3rd or 4th option to fill that roster. You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely true.
So that's the kicker where I feel like the politics come in.
The politics definitely play a part, hands down. I'm not saying that at all. Like if you got a kid just listening, I got a kid that averaged 16 and 8 at the Mazda, but I got a kid that averaged 22 and 6 at TC. You can be like, he did that, but he doing that in the WCAC. He doing that in a better conference. So I'm gonna take this kid. But reality, like I just feel like if you a dog and like, okay, you may get that last call. Like my road to playing with Boo wasn't easy. I got the call. It's Bama. Jason Clark was, you know what I'm saying, man. You got Chris Ray. All these dudes went to the WCA schools. I went to public school. I get up there, you know what I'm saying. They looking like, oh, dang. First of all, they look like, dang, they let you a busy job. I'm like, all right. Then we get the bumping because you can't hide. When the ball rolled out, you can't hide. So I just feel like, then after that, boom, okay, a couple games. I wasn't playing at all. You know what I'm saying? Then we played Houston Hoops. Bama's scared. They in the jump scared to shoot. Coach Tom's like, bro, I know somebody who ain't. He gonna let the jump fly. The next thing you know, I'm a 6th man. Then I start starting. So he's like, and then they know when they see me, they like, oh nah, he can boogie. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like you got to do what's best for you.
See, to piggyback on what you're saying though, you have to have that mentality and you have to tell yourself like, this is where I'm trying to go, this is what I gotta do.
Yeah.
The only difference I told you, Jay, the only difference that I saw when I went to private school is that I felt like the athletes that were in private school just took sports more
serious,
serious because you here for sports. So like, and the schools did it as well. So like, you getting them 5 a.m. workouts. Like I remember they'd be like, you at lunchtime, go hit the weight room. Like, you know what I'm saying? Any chance they had to work you out, they would try and give you a workout. So like, they just took it a little bit more serious because it's like, nigga, I left where I was at to come here to really play sports. So like, you know, that might be one of the things that public schools are lacking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember at TC, they would just roll the ball out and have open gym. Yeah. Then you get to private school, they like, oh nah, we're gonna do some ball handling, we're gonna do
more distractions.
I got a question for y'all though. And definitely, from when we came up, we basically just played, we just went to go play. That's how we got better. That was our, but do you think, if you got a kid that he works, he don't really work out too much, but he play all the time, and you got a kid that's in the gym, just working out, training, like who would you say have a better chance? Because in my opinion, I'm gonna deal with this kid more because he gonna have a feel for a game. Like, cause it's a lot of parents that think that their kid, just cause he work out all the time and doing all these drills, that it's gonna translate to in-game situation. Cause like, say if I come, you got 2 kids and you coach them. You got this one kid just play pickup, that's how he got better. This dude, he can do everything you want, but you get in the game, you can easily get him to get to all the skill this guy got, and he still got to feel. He know when you say, oh, when you get right here, he gonna come up like boom, boom, boom. So which kid like you would think has a better chance? Like what's better, like to put your kid through just working out? Because a lot of people, they afraid of injuries, so they don't put it's not basketball season, you're not about to be playing pickup, boom, boom, boom. So like, what's the route? What's the best route?
Well, I think you just gotta have an even balance. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, I feel, and not just because I'm in the field, but I believe that player development is helping you gain an advantage. Because when you're sharpening your skill and you're actually working on your craft, you're actually working on things that you may not be good at. You're actually opening up your mind and your skill set to things that you may be average at, now you can perfect. Things that you may not have had at all, now you can add, right? But then you also need to play, but you need to play in an organized setup. Because a lot of times, the kid that's just playing, right, those are what they call the uncoachable kids. Because now he don't know how to play in the system. The higher level you get, the more structured it is, right? So that actual player that's training, if you got a good enough trainer that knows how to translate like the actual vision of what you're working on. Like I break that down a lot. But just right now, I was training Lil J. We worked on the downhill move, and I was explaining to him like, look, you have the defender in the back pedal right now. The coach is screaming, stop the ball. So as his momentum comes to stop the ball, this is when you go do that move. So as I'm teaching him to move, I'm breaking down so he can visualize the scenario. Now when he goes to play and it's in a structured game, and he's running with the ball down the lane, he's running his lane on the wing, and that pops up. Now it's like, okay, this is when I do it. Yeah. Because my trainer explained that to me while he be working on his move. Now the kid that's at the rec bumping every day, he might have more confidence in that up and down setup. But now when the coach is trying to teach him how to get the ball off the screen, or how to play certain ways,
a lot of people don't know
he's gonna be like, shit, he just gonna catch a few shooting bad shots, thinking like, yo, I be hitting these and overrun. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good balance to answer your question. Sure. Like, you gotta take the good with the bad and the bad with the good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like you gotta put, and this is what I feel like we didn't do as much. We bumped, but we didn't do structure bump. Yeah. Like, maybe not till probably when we got in college. Yeah. But we bro, you gotta have a resume to get on the court. You gotta be, because I feel like a lot of stuff, like you get bad habits from pickup. Yeah. If you playing with the wrong people.
And so not to cut you off, but to add on to this, and that's why when you get to college, why you think the coaches make the games to 5, 7, 9, because there's no wasted possessions. They want you to play hard, play efficient. When we was young, we go to a rec or something, game going to 16. Yeah. You know how many bad possessions gonna happen when the game going to 16? You know what I'm saying? But when you get to college, they're like, game to 7, game to 9. Like, we gotta play for real.
I mean, in hindsight, I agree with both of y'all answers, but for me personally, I think the only reason why I was good at or decent at whatever I did was because of me playing pick up all the time, but playing with older dudes.
Yeah.
Like today we was at the gym with Mikey Gordon and Ty, cousin Ty, and like I remember vividly. You remember Saturday mornings going to Minnie Howard playing, and it was like we was kids, and they was like college and grown, but it was like.
You couldn't be out there with dumb shit.
You couldn't be out there on no soft shit. You couldn't be out there scared.
But they ain't gonna pick you.
They
They
ain't
won't
gonna
play.
pick you. And then when they do pick you, they like
The man
they
they-
follow you on purpose. They're not giving you no ball. Like I got all my toughness, all my like aggressiveness, and just like watching like O.C. Jones and like all the dudes, all the old heads that was up there, Corn and man, everybody. You know what I'm saying? But like I look forward to that. Like so, it made it so that when I did play with,
It was easy.
yeah, when I played with the Bama's my age, I'm like.
Bro, y'all niggas stay.
Y'all follow me every play, and I'm going through all that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, so I think for some people, like Ray Brewer, I was having a conversation with him. Shout out, he coached Takeover and a couple other teams, but he was telling me that the kids of this generation don't like to compete against each other.
Oh yeah, that's
Like
it.
he was like, they work out all the time, but if you try to tell them to compete, like how we go to rec, we playing till somebody goes.
That's a testament to something we talked about a little earlier, like being from the Alexandria city, right? Playing in the rec league, having that inner city competition,
bro.
You had to work
That shit was everything, bro. That shit was everything.
You know what I'm saying? And it translates. Like
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I played. Me and Dre was undefeated for Cole Kelly. We lose in the championship game to Adam Navarro. He's playing for MacArthur. They beat us, and that shit, that energy translated to high school.
Yeah.
When I went to Hayfield, we had to play against TC. I was like, man, this nigga stole the rec league championship. His ass ain't nothing, dude. I was hell yeah. But I was wild.
Back to this day, young though, that
That
competition.
shit was
It
wild.
was so serious, bro. Back was just trying to team up with other niggas.
Hey, bro, the
Young
joke-
player, but used to this shit. Like
hey,
that
bro.
was really wanting to win.
That shit
but
really meant something.
It meant something, bro, for sure.
Like that's why, like now, I struggle with competition. Like as far as like anything I'm playing with, it's a winner and a loser. Like we play volleyball after work every day, like every Tuesday and Thursday. Bro, they like, yo, you just turned
Y'all be
into
playing
a-
volleyball?
Bro, he be going hard though. Like you know what I'm saying? Like and then you know what I'm saying? Like
Or what's the other joke on the
cornhole, like whatever. I don't give a fuck. We play dominoes now, bro. I be going hard, like I'm like, dog. They be like, Drew, like, bro, this you got the lady. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You on my team, bro? You got it. Come on, man. I need the effort, bro.
I'm not gonna hold you. I used to get myself in trouble with that too. Like
I can't
you know what
stop
I'm saying?
it.
I'm in a relationship and we just having a game night. But I'm trying to win.
Yeah, like
You know
what?
I'm saying?
Like what's the purpose? Like.
To the point where you're like, I don't want to play with you no more.
Like this is like, oh, the loser gonna take a shot. I'm gonna take a shot anyway, but I'm trying to win, bro. I'm gonna win, then take a shot with you. Like I'm playing, like
What my man say? ET said, "Winners win and losers
Yeah,
lose."
bro.
Like I don't know how it happens, but winners win.
That's what it
like,
is,
and we all know somebody who just be like, "Damn, brother won on every level." Like,
telling you.
like Bama's just win. Like
I just try
it's
to
just
find, hey, look, in anything, bro. We in this jump, we shooting jump shots, like, bro. I'm winning. Like, I'm letting y'all know. I don't give a fuck who come in. You break Mo Creek, you break all, bro. I'm winning. I'm going home with the win, bro. And then, like that's like it's like a gift and a curse now because it's like, bro, Bama's be like, yo.
like it ain't. They try to hit you, but it ain't that serious.
And Mr. Andrews is too aggressive. Like we got a game. Mr. Moore's got a volleyball team versus my team this week, bro. On Friday, bro. I'm not walking in there. She was like, "Don't tell the kids. Like, it doesn't matter if we win." No, I'm going in my huddle. Like she can see this. I'm going in my huddle. I'm like, look here, man.
So I'm going to the other one.
And we about to cream these people, bro. Like, let's go, bro. We about to punish these, man. And then I'm gonna go out there and like, act like we nah, but bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, look at Jordan. He said that's what kept him. You know what I'm saying? He just had the competitive nature. Like, I want to win. Like,
for sure.
so.
Karen Lawson had a real good excerpt earlier in the year where she talked about that, like about, you know, that's one of the things she wanted to instill in her players down at Duke is, are you wired to compete? You know what I'm saying? Because you got people that are wired to play and they're competitive, but are you really wired in your mind to compete with yourself every day? To be a better version of yourself, be a better version of what you was yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one of my mantras, the whole better than you mantra. But it's like stack them days. Like, are we gonna be 1% better every day? You know, those are things I throw out to the universe, to my athletes every single day, because that's the real goal, man. Like want to maximize your potential while you're here on this earth, man.
For sure.
That's it.
Sure.
And I just, I want to thank both of y'all for definitely coming out, man.
Oh man, it's bad, man.
That's the real podcast. I see that ad, go shop for that sucker free, off us, the website, what I'm saying? Bet on you, man. We all trying to make
Follow
it.
me, man. At Bet on You BK, man.
You already don't worry, at the end, we're going to have your ad name, all that, but you ain't got to worry about that, you know what I'm saying? We're going to pump both of y'all jump. Y'all make sure.
I ain't got to follow me.
Man, I don't care what you talking about. Y'all make sure y'all follow all of it, you know what I'm saying? Please like and subscribe, man. Y'all check my guys out. If you got a kid and need some work, don't send them to Drew's, send them to BK. You know what I'm saying? If you want to learn how to go get some money, don't send them to Drew, send them to Micho. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, we appreciate y'all, man. We out.